Hello all, welcome back to Mechanics. So in this video, I am going to teach about Newton's laws. So I'm going to start with Newton's first law. So before going into the principle, we should see this examples. Here, if you see that this ball will continue to its state of rest unless it is disturbed by this bat. If you see this photo too, the ball will continue to the state of moving unless it disturbed by this fielder. So from these two examples, we get to know that the object will retain its state of rest or motion unless it's disturbed by an external force. This is what we call as Newton's first law. So in the Newton's first law, there is another important property called inertia is explained. So what is inertia means? The tendency to resist changes in a state of motion. So to explain this, consider one object with a mass of 100 kg. If you want to move this object to here, we need to apply some force. Some force means that we should apply enough force to move this object from here to here. Then only the displacement would happen. So initially it is at rest. To move this object, we need to give some amount of force. So until the some amount of force, it will continue its a state of rest. So it has some resistance to change its state of rest from to motion. So this property is called inertia. The same thing applied to the moving object. If we want to stop a moving object, we need to apply enough force, otherwise it won't stop. So that property also comes under inertia. So Newton's first law mainly deals with the inertia. So we know what is inertia is. Then Newton's second law. Newton's second law deals with the force calculation. Here they are defining like force is equal to rate of change of momentum. It is force is directly sorry. Force is equal to rate of change of momentum. Momentum. We know what is momentum. Momentum is a product of mass and velocity. If we take mass outside, which means so mass is constant for an object means then this formula will goes like this. This denotes rate of change of velocity, which we know as an acceleration. So forces is equal to mass into acceleration. So from Newton's second law, we can calculate what is force. Then Newton's third law. It is very famous law that state that every action has equal and opposite reactions. So it's really useful in many engineering applications. You see this photo here. This rocket has a fuel somewhere here. After combustion, it will create a reaction or a force in this direction. Due to that, it will create an opposite reaction. As per the Newton's third law, it will create an opposite reaction in this direction. So it will help the rocket to move in the upward directions. So, so in this video, we learned about Newton's first law, second law, and third law. So in Newton's first law, we talk about the inertia and the object's state of motion or rest. And in the Newton's second law, we learned about how to calculate force. And Newton's third law, it's about reactions. Then thank you and leave your feedback in comment box.